Welcome to the Upstate CFO Council. This organization was founded in 2019 by Robert Bendetti in order to provide a networking and educational forum for senior financial executives to share best practices, to discuss current financial issues, and to learn about current topics related to the performance of their job.
Good morning, Joe. How are you doing, sir?
I'm great, Robert. Good morning. Thank you very much for having me.
I am super excited to get to talk to you, not only because I like you, but because I think this is going to be a really interesting conversation. Joe is a free agent, looking for that next new opportunity. So this is exciting. I'm looking forward to you being the big dog at the next big company, and happy for you in advance. But I'm going to introduce you, and we'll go through our questions so the rest of the members get to learn more about you.
Excellent.
Joe Moret is a senior financial executive, been with a bunch of different companies in tech and electronics, and an award winner as a CFO, vice president of finance, senior financial executive. Undergrad in finance, I think from FSU, is that correct?
That is correct. FSU, go Noles.
And an MBA from Florida International University.
Correct.
A certified management accountant.
I am.
And two interesting things I know about you, because we've talked about this before, is I know that you are a big ACC football fan, even though you live in the Upstate, and you are a big soccer family. Is that true?
That is very true. So my wife's a Clemson grad, and of course I'm an FSU grad. So for ACC football, there's at least one night a week or one night a season we don't talk. Though the tide for the Tigers has gone really well for them right now, so that's good. And my kids are big into soccer, and so we're a soccer family. We spend a lot of time watching Premier League games. Go Chelsea for my kids, and go Man City for me.
Well, that is awesome. Joe, let's get into it. Question number one. What is your favorite business book and why?
All right. So one of the books I read recently, which I really liked, was Behind the Cloud by Mark Benioff. This is a story of Salesforce, and it's how they changed the industry. The CRM industry was already established. The Salesforce folks came in and tried to do a totally different model, total software as a service in the cloud. And it's how they did it, what they were successful at. Actually, they were very successful, but they talked about the issues that came up along the way. It was great to understand, how they got there. What kind of marketing did they do? What was their culture like? How do they treat employees? How do they treat customers? The fact that they listened to customers and took feedback all the time. And one of their defining, events was when their system went down and how they handled it. That could have been a disaster. And they really talked about how they were very transparent with their customers in what was going on and how they dealt with it. And I think that gained a lot of trust and respect in the industry for doing that. But it was a really good book. As technology is moving, software as a service and cloud-based technology is the future. And so understanding how one of the biggest cloud-based companies got to be where they are, I find is very important, and it's very interesting.
Oh, I like that. I have not read that book. I'm going to have to add that to the list. And I love the idea of how you perform during adversity. That's important.
Yeah.
Question number two is, what's the best advice that you have ever received?
So that's a good one. Several of my mentors just said, listen, spend a lot of time listening. And so that's what I try to do. Particularly, when you hear folks say things more than once, they care. There's something there. It's always good to look into that, understand what's going on there. So listen, I think that's a key one.
I'm so terrible at this. It's so important, but I'm such a talker. I know my mom has told me, hey, you got 2 ears and one mouth. Um,
I like that.
Good. I think you've been talking to my mom. Good reminder. Well done. What about a tool? Tech and electronics executive. Give me some maybe a new tool that you've recently started using, or a habit that you've recently picked up that you found beneficial.
So great. So I've been at ScanSource for several years, and we just implemented OneStream for our consolidation and financial management. Great tool. Yes, it's a consolidation package, but it does other things where they were getting ready to put it in for planning. Could do reconciliation, close management. I thought it was a very robust, quick to set up, wasn't outrageously expensive, and they had this great add-in. And I think other software packages have add-ins like this too, but this one worked really well, which I was impressed with. They had an Excel add-in where you could basically set up, pull data in for reports real time. And so if you had a template that you were using for meetings or presentations, and you just needed to have it updated quickly and have real-time data, you could just pull it in like that. And so it's very, very useful. I was doing stuff with multiple companies, multiple consolidations, multiple currencies sometimes, and you could change stuff really, really quickly to get that information. And so I was very impressed. And like I said, one of the things that really impressed me is it was very stable. I'd use some other products, some other packages that sometimes they crashed and things like that. This one was stable. It worked all the time, and it just made life easier.
Well, it's got to be pretty good if right after an implementation, you're happy with the product.
Oh,
Wow,
yeah.
that went well. It seems like whenever I implement something, it's like half as good as the salespeople said it was going to be. So, all right, I'm going to check that out. Good tip. All right, Joe's bringing it today. Joe, as you mentioned, you've been at ScanSource and the company before forever. You are not a job hopper, but considering new opportunities now and looking for that next cool gig. Tell me a little bit about what you might be looking for. What's a feature of the next big thing for Joe?
All right. Well, I'm looking for a senior financial executive position. Just based on my background, I've been a corporate controller of a publicly traded company. I've been like a segment or like a group finance executive. Actually both of them were worldwide type of roles. One specialized on a technology segment, and another of them specialized just on the international businesses. So I'd like to get a role that is a senior executive. It could be a controller, it could be a CFO, it could be a VP of finance, or something of that nature. Something where I can take my skills, knowledge, and experience and add value to the company.
I am really glad my boss is not going to watch this video. So Joe's a good listener, highly educated, really nice, has global experience, public experience, and great hair. Like I could not compete. So, whew, I am super glad I'm not. My resume doesn't have to be next to your resume right now. I'm sure it will be a quick search, and the next company will be very lucky to have you. I know I really enjoy getting to meet you and get to call you a friend. So whoever's next is lucky.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm looking forward to the next thing, and very interested in finding it.
Well, we mentioned a house divided, Clemson and FSU, and we mentioned soccer family. Tell me something else about something personal that you wouldn't mind sharing with the CFO Council members.
Interesting enough, haven't done this in a while, but I'm an ex-drummer. Used to play in several bands. Went through the high school marching band and jazz band type of thing, but in high school and college also did some just for fun rock bands. And so really enjoyed doing that, and still have my kit in the closet, comes out occasionally, and annoys my family and the neighbors. But yes, that's an interesting fact about me.
That is super cool. And Joe, I don't think we've ever talked about this, but whenever like an awesome song comes on, I'm not fake singing or air guitaring. I'm always drumming. Like that's always the thing I wish. Like maybe in a past life I was a drummer. I love boom, boom. I'm always like, oh, I gotta get me a drum set. And do you have a real drum kit or an electric one where you can put headphones on and only you hear it?
I have a real drum kit, nice and loud.
Wow, you must be like the neighbor's favorite.
They love me when I pull it out.
Saturday morning at 7 a.m.
Oh, of course, of course.
Joe, question number 6, last question. It happened so fast. Joe, what's something that I should have asked you, but I didn't? And what is your answer to that?
All right. Well, maybe it's what I look for in people. I try to instill this on my kids as well as use it in work, but I'm still working on that one. So looking for attitude, drive, and just intelligence. I think if you've got those 3 capabilities, things work out. Or at least that's what I've seen. I've along the way, just in hiring people and dealing with folks, those are the 3 characteristics that are most important. And like I said, working on making sure my kids understand that as they are teenagers, getting ready for that next step in life, so they can follow those 3 rules.
Well, Joe, this has been fantastic. I noticed a little bit of a theme here. You're a technology early adopter, strategist, and I'm going to close with what you just mentioned. You have a great attitude, great drive, and clearly super intelligent. So I am glad that you're a member of the Upstate CFO Council, and I'm excited for you in advance of the next cool gig that you'll have.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm excited for the future too.
Absolutely. Have a great day.
Thank you, Robert.